All right,
Okay.
got it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Judy, just to let you know that the interview is not like a question and I mean, sorry, the webinar is not like an interview or not like question and answer. So all you have to do is to talk the topic continually. So it's a continuous talk. So it's not like an interview which has a question and answer portion. So it's a continuous talk.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And you can start whenever you're ready.
So I just need to introduce myself.
Oh, yes, yes, of course,
Ah,
yes.
okay, okay. My apologies.
Oh, no
Hi,
worries.
my name is Jodi Watkins. I am the founder of a company called 2BEpic Fitness and Nutrition LLC. I'm also an author and a life and wellness coach. I help people learn how to reclaim their lives through mindset development, time management, self care, nutrition basics, and just learning how to fuel their bodies properly, and also implementing exercise into their life, into their daily habitual routines, as well as how to stay consistent in their lives. No matter what happens in our lives, it's all about consistency at the end of the day. So that's what I enjoy doing. My passion is encouraging and supporting others on their journeys, no matter where I meet them. So it's been an interesting journey for myself. I actually have been doing the personal training side and nutrition side for quite some time. However, in 2019, in my own journey, I realized that I had a lot of things that I had not healed from in my life. I was in the military for 15 years total. When I joined the military, I kind of just learned how to put a band aid on things in my life and just keep trucking. So that's what I got really good at. My whole life, I'd had to do that. I never really learned how to kind of share things. I always kept things inside, things that I was going through in life. I grew up with a lot of domestic violence, drugs, alcohol, things like that. So I didn't really want to talk about that stuff. So I just kept it in. I went off to college after high school. A lot of things happened during that time. And I kind of just gave up and said, you know what, I'm just going to join the military because that's safe. I went into the military. I ended up working on airplanes. And that just allowed me to learn how to put a band aid on things even more because I was working in a male dominated career field and I learned how to keep my emotions in check, not to say everything that I wanted to say, and how to kind of talk to people when I was able to talk to them, how to talk to them to where I wasn't offending them. And also, just like I said, keeping emotion out of it. So I got really good at that. So 2019, I ended up moving. It was our daughter and I am married. He was finishing out his last year of the military. He was retiring. He ended up in a different place. And so we were separated just by orders, just because I knew that he was going to be retiring. So I decided that I would take our daughter and go where we were planning on going after that, which is Jacksonville, Florida. That's actually where I joined the military. I grew up in a small town called Fernandina Beach, Florida. And I ended up coming back here having no idea what I was going to encounter. When I began kind of personal training and things like that when we were overseas, I put an ad out and people just hired me. And I thought that was fine. I thought it was pretty easy. And then it was word of mouth after that. So it was great. When we came back to Jacksonville, Florida, I learned that I was one of many. I was in a saturated market and I did not know how to distinguish myself to where I stood out amongst the rest. But that was also because I was not sharing things. So a few months later, around March of 2019, I ended up kind of just going into a dark period of my life where I just didn't know how to operate. I knew how to be a mom, but everything just seemed to be falling apart around me. And it was due to the fact that, of course, I was looking at the negative things instead of what I had to be grateful for. So one day, my daughter and I were driving around Jacksonville, Florida. We were downtown, and she hadn't really seen homeless shelters up to this point. So we're driving around downtown, and it was kind of cold. It was March. It doesn't really get that cold in Florida, but every now and then it will. We're driving around, and she said, "Mommy," she said, "why is everybody standing outside?" And I said, "Well, baby, they're waiting to get in the shelter." I said, "Sometimes they don't have room in the shelters and they're waiting to get in because they don't have anywhere to go." And I tell you, that night changed my life because when I got back to our apartment, which was nice and cozy, I realized that no matter how small our apartment was at that time, or the fact that I didn't have a whole lot of income coming in at that time, I had a roof over my head and I had a car that was paid off. We were able to drive around town and we were able to come home to a heated apartment. That's where I began my journey to learn how to reclaim my own life. I literally fell to my knees one day and I said, "God, if you're there, please take over because I have nothing left." My daughter was at school. While she was home, I would put on that mask and everything was fine because I couldn't let my daughter know what was really happening inside of my mind. But when she would go to school, that's when reality would set in and that mask would come off. And I had to start learning how to face things. It was a hard, enduring journey, believe me. But what I had to do was begin. The journey saved my life. It's allowed me to become a different person for not only my family, but those around me, those who come to me for help and support and encouragement. And it's just allowed me to really pour into people like I'm meant to pour into them. Because, see, what I didn't realize was everything that I had been through in my life set me up for this. It set me up to be able to meet people where they are. It set me up to be able to help those who are dealing with trauma, past trauma in their lives that is holding them back from their purpose. It's helping me walk that walk with them. Now, here's the thing. I can't change anyone, and I know that. I can't fix anyone, and I won't try because no one could have fixed me. I had to want to. I had to find a why that was bigger than me. So my why is on the cover of my book. Her name is Jasmine. She's now 11 years old. She was born 2 months after my mom passed away. And she is my life. She is why I do everything that I do. She is why I began reading books that I probably wouldn't have read before. She is why I've begun this journey and stayed the course because I want her to know that she is limitless. And if I can teach her and others those things at this age, they can change the world. So I believe that's my purpose. That's why I wake up every day. That's why I do a ton of self-improvement. because it's a continuous journey, just like health. I walk the walk, just like I hope others do. My military background actually set me up for today as well. I learned how to lead people in a way to where I was out there with them. I was in the trenches with them. I never left anyone behind. I would fall back to carry them forward. And that's what I do with my clients now. Doesn't matter if they're children, doesn't matter if they're adults. As long as they're willing to let go of that pride and that ego that I had to let go of, and they're willing to ask for help, I can walk that walk with them. Now, I can't help anybody that's not ready, but that's okay. I simply let them know that when you're ready, I'm ready. The journey is continuous. It's not easy. There's no magic pill in health or in life, in business, or literally anything. If we're doing it the right way, there's no magic pill. If we want everything to happen fast, what we realize is we usually end up losing more than we gain. I had to learn that. I wanted everything to just happen. I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And if you've never read that book, I highly, highly recommend it. It's an amazing book. It's very enlightening. When I read it, I was in tears. I told my daughter this morning on her way to school as I was driving her, I said, baby, there are 3 books I think every child should read, at least by the age of 15. At the max, that's the oldest they should be. I said the first book, Think and Grow Rich. I didn't read that till 2019 in my 40s. The next book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's an amazing book. The last one is called The Power of Habit. I actually referenced this book in my own book that's called Reclaim Your Life. In everything that I've ever done in my whole life, whether it was trying to go the medical route or trying to help fix people, right? Because I thought that I could do that. Definitely not. In everything that I've done, though, I'm able to use it all now. I share everything now. I don't hold anything back. I've learned how to release the burdens that I carried for so long. And in doing so, not only am I able to help heal myself by releasing them, but I'm also able to encourage others to release them as well. Because here's the thing. If we continue to carry those burdens for the rest of our lives, we miss out on life. And if you have anyone in your life that actually loves you, which you should, you don't want to miss out on life. Because time is something we can never get back. Time is more valuable than any dollar amount. And the way we spend our time has to be important. So at this moment, if you happen to be listening to this, please know that your time is valuable. And we don't know how long we have on this earth. So it has to be our mission in life to enjoy and use every moment that we're awake. During the time that I was pretty depressed, I realized something. At the age of 15, I began writing. I was going through a lot. I didn't know how to deal with things. And like I said, I didn't talk about anything. So I began writing. I was in a sermon one day, and the pastor said, God just wants us to use our gifts. I had quit writing in my 30s. I wrote research papers. I was working on my MBA during that time. But I quit writing for fun. So what did I do in 2019 after I heard that? I started writing again. What I found in my own life is that there's no right way to do things. We're all different beings, and it's okay to be different. What we have to realize is what we have inside of us that's easy to use. I wasn't always great at speaking to others, but the more I practiced, the better I got. I knew that I needed more practice. So what did I do? I started a podcast. It's called Breaking Barriers Now. It allows me to talk to people all the time, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. But not only do I have the podcast, but I also have everyday conversations that are now so much more intentional. And when I tell you the energy you put into the atmosphere is what you get back, I'm a true testimony to that. When I go out into the world, I've already worked on me. I wake up in the morning, I do some meditation, I do some reading, and I make sure that I have everything I need to go out into the world. Like I said, it's not easy. It takes constant effort. But it's also nice when you have a support network of people who are there beside you. I love to be that person. Because no matter what, as long as you're putting in the effort, I'm going to be right there with you. I'm not going to let you fall behind, just like I didn't let my other people fall behind when I was in the military. As long as you want to keep going, I can help you. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I appreciate this opportunity. God bless you all. And no matter what, always remember you have a purpose. It's up to you to use your gifts. Thank you very much. This is Jodi Watkins, and I would love to link with you in some way, shape, or form. You can find me on social media. Look me up on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram under at Jodi Watkins Inspires. I have at 2BEpic FN, which is the other Instagram page. It's the number 2, the letters BEPIC FN, 2BEpic Fitness and Nutrition. Thank you again for having me.
Wow, that is really a heartful webinar, Judy. I really like it. It really gives me lessons. So I really have to spend my time wisely right now. So, oh my God. Thank you so much for that one, Judy. So I'm sure that everyone in the group can relate. So I'm really sure. So if I were you, by the way, you'll have to send us the links of your maybe your if you have a group or if you have a page so that we can tag you.
Okay.
So yeah, if there will be possible clients, they can easily just click the link so that they
Yeah.
can
I
contact
have a
you. Yeah.
website and that has all the social media links on
Okay.
there. It also has the phone
Yeah.
number.
Cool.
So, yeah, it has
Okay.
everything
Cool.
on there.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Judy. And I will sending you the email for the groups where we're going to post your webinar. And
Okay,
please
awesome.
also send, yeah, please also send the page so that we can tag you. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very. I'm very thank you because you really give us more attention, especially to your webinar. So this is really a heartful webinar. Oh my God, so full of
Well, like I
heart.
said, and
Thank
it's
you so
crazy
much.
because I honestly didn't even know that I was going to be doing this. I found the Facebook message and it was from a long time ago. So I honestly couldn't even remember exactly what it
Oh,
was. So
oh, I see.
when you said just speak, I said, okay. And you were like, are you prepared? Yep. Honestly, I went ahead and just went straight off of my heart. And that's what I've noticed more about myself is I don't need a script because it's everything that I went through. So I just have to be vulnerable and transparent and genuine. And that way the people who I'm meant to work with are the people who are going to come. So,
Yes. So the more you are very transparent, so the more that there is no script, we can really see, yeah, we can really see how heartful your webinar is. So I'm sure that it's really from the heart and it's really for real. So you can actually see who's doing the script and who's doing not. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for that one. Yeah, I'm
Thank
sure
you so
everyone can
much.
relate. So thank
Yes.
you, Judy, and you do have a wonderful day, and you take care. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.